Okay, we're back at it again. So this time we're doing the angle bracket on page 235. So you should have that open so you can kind of look and see where I'm getting these dimensions. This thing's supposed to end up looking like this one here. But the first time I did it, I got this far. And I put that hole in right there and I go, whoops, something's not right. So let's go talk about how to fix things. All right, so the first sketch looks like that. So we're drawing the bottom of it. Then we're going to extrude it up. And now we have to add this end on, and it's kind of a circular end. So we know from past experience that we can draw a sketch from the midpoint to the end point, and we get a perfect circle that is tangent to the edges of these lines that are perpendicular to the radius. So that's pretty easy. Nothing new there. Okay, what's new on this sketch is we look at it. These are dimensions given, but for everything to be right, these two lines have to be parallel. These two lines have to be parallel. And this line has to be perpendicular. So you got to set that geometry up, or you're not sure this is going to work. And it doesn't have to be, in fact, you've already got a U bracket centered on the origin, so yours is going to be out here somewhere, or out here somewhere. Okay, so we've got two extrusions in here. Now I'm going to draw this sketch here and extrude that over to this side. That'll get this thing here. I'm drawing this part right here. So it's 75 degrees, it's 0.75 long, and it goes all the way to the top of this. That part's pretty easy. The difficult part is what plane do I draw this in? Well, I've got this flat surface here, so it's going to be this plane. By the way, while I'm going along, maybe you'll be able to figure out where I went wrong, and then we can correct it together at the end, because there's a big mistake. Okay, so how do we get this plane? That is the $65 question. Well, let's just redo that sketch. If I go to sketch, it's easy enough to pick the plane, but I want to be able to look right at it. Now here's the plane right there. This is called sketch 5 plane. Okay, so here's something that always before we were kind of in the right plane or the top plane or the front plane, and we could pick it over here. But any plane we're drawing it, if we right click, we can view normal to the sketch plane. Normal in geometry means perpendicular to. So that we're looking straight at it. So we can always right click, view normal, and we're looking straight at it. And now it's easy to go in there and just, we know it starts on this line. Now see how that thing is highlighting the origin? Your origin is probably not going to be there. But that, I don't want that. That's not something I'm looking for. And then there's a box right here. That means it's lining up with the midpoint on the other side of the thing. So kind of get used to not picking when you see it's trying to pick points. So that's, the approximate shape. Now you can go in and dimension that. There's mine. Then you extrude it. And now I need to take this little cut out of here. This is not the only way to do this, but it's one way to do it. Okay, so we've done this before. When we want to take away something, we know where it starts. We can just go out past it since we're subtracting, we're removing. We can take this away from air and it'll still be air. Then I subtract it. Subtract is the old inventor term. They call it remove in this program, or cut. Cut is kind of a universal term. Actually, I think subtract is an AutoCAD term and cut is the inventor term. But in any case, they're all the same. And now I'm going to put the hole in the top here. Boom. So when I went to put the hole in, I said, oh my goodness, Young, you made a boo-boo. Big time boo-boo. It's not supposed to look like that. So if we were live, I'd say, where did I make my mistake? But we're not live. So go all the way up here on that sketch right there. I told it to be 1.5. 1.5 is from here to here. That's where this edge is here. That's where it starts. But this circle ends right here. And it is 2.5 over. So I made mine an inch too short. So now, the big thing here I want you to kind of follow along is you probably won't make the same mistake now, but when you make mistakes, you have to step by step go through and fix things. That made that bigger. And now when I go to extrusion's fine. Okay, so that there's no error here, but this is not what I wanted. That thing has to come up another inch. So I have to go back to the sketch. And again, I can right click and view normal, even when it's on the bottom. Or I could have gone over here and done it, or at the top, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to need a line. Most students' first reaction is, okay, start this thing over from the beginning, or close to the beginning. And it's not necessary. All right, so we know that, whoops, I shouldn't have gotten out of that sketch. What am I doing? I have to dimension it. So I know I needed to make that an inch. Everything's black, so that means it's good. Because it knew to make that perpendicular, so this has to be an inch also. Okay, so now I can trim. I've got my shape there. But notice the extrude is red. Because the extrude was based on picking this, I need to pick the new shape. And now it's happy. So since I had gotten rid of the region that it was based on, I had to go back in and claim that region. Okay, now sketch 3 it's problematic too, because sketch 3 was based on something that is not there anymore. So we have to go to sketch 3. And notice I got these two little, so they're red, I'm going to get rid of them. They were coincident to points that aren't there anymore. And that's where I want it, so that's good. And when I extrude it, it's gonna not work. Oh, I have to go pick that new thing again. There you go. Couldn't find the old sketch, so I had to go tell it where it was. That still works. And that still works. So now I'm a happy camper. All right, so you kind of see the order of things. You kind of see how if you make mistakes, you got to go back in and figure out where this is going. You're just going to fill up these two corners, put the slot in, and that's it. So now sketch 4 is red. What's wrong with sketch 4? Nothing's red there. I have a feeling it's this point here, but not at the. Oh well, it's still working. So, oh, I'm not in it. Oh, okay. There you go. You got to be in the sketch to change. So there's that little red. Another coincident constraint that it doesn't know where to attach to. All right, nothing's red here now. We're good to go. So then you can finish this.